Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to the end of December Tuesday video. And so today I'm here with you hoping that you had a wonderful Christmas. It really is the most wonderful time of the year. I love it. And I am going to make a card that is not Christmas. I'm going to be using some designer series paper that is available for a few more days. And so as the mini catalog, the current mini catalog, July to December, expires, there is the pack of Hostess paper called Celebrate Everything. And this paper is on one side seasonal and on the other side not seasonal. And so I'm going to be using that today to make a card using a stamp set from the upcoming Sale-A-Bration catalog. So if you haven't gotten this paper and you're thinking, oh, Christmas is over, I don't really need it. Yeah, it's going to make this cute card. So this is the paper. Okay, this is the Christmas side and this is the non-Christmas side. Granny apple green. And then this is New Year's paper in the pack. It's very versatile. And then this is the side I'm going to be using today. So this is polished pink. And so these play well together, right? And I am going to be using a stamp set from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. Hopefully you've got your catalog. If you haven't, it starts January 5th. It's going to be a 2-month promotion. It's the only Sale-A-Bration promotion this year. Instead of 2 promotions, we're just going to have the one in January and February. And this is the mini catalog. Open it to page 13 and you will see Beautifully Happy. This stamp set is a photopolymer set. It has 17 stamps. It does not have coordinating dies. And I am not going to be cutting out that beautiful spray of flowers. I'm actually going to be stamping that and then using it with the Framed Florets oval frame. So let's get started today, and I hope I have everything here and see how you like this card. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of white cardstock, my Memento black pad. The stamp I'm going to be using is this one. You can't really see it too well. Hang on. I'm going to stamp it and then you'll be able to see it better. Okay. So I'm going to ink this up with my black ink pad. Now, since this is such a big stamp, sometimes I'll do it this way so I can see it better. This is a much better way to do a big stamp. Or you can put on your Stamparatus, even smarter, right? Put on your Stamparatus. Okay, let's see how this stamps. The cool thing about the Stamparatus is this. If it doesn't stamp great the first time, you have a second chance, third chance to keep working it. Looks great. Okay, so there's our stamp. Now you could use your blends, you could use your pencils, you could use your pastels to color this in, or your markers, your Stampin' Right markers, but I'm actually going to use the stamps to color it in. And this one is actually, oops, just dropped my block. I'm going to use this flower. I'm going to use 3 of the stamps because this one colors in the leaves. Okay, boy, this block is really dirty. That's okay, we'll make it work. And then this one colors in the these upper, I guess it's some kind of greenery. I don't know. I'm going to make it green. So, okay, so let's go ahead and open these pads. So I have my polished pink and my granny apple green pads. I think I'm done with the black pad, so I need to get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my stamp. And again, Stamparatus would be like perfect for this. Okay, so we're just going to line this up. And it's a little tricky. At first, the first time you look at it, you're going to be like, what in the world? Because I'm like doing that right now. Okay, here we go. Now I got it. Got to turn it around so you can line it up. Okay, so what I usually do is I line up a couple of the stamps first. I look at it. My head's not in the video. And boom. I don't know if that's perfect, but perfect enough for me. And it's a distinctive stamp, so it does some shading for you, right? It makes that shading in the darker in the center. Love that. Okay, and then we're gonna do the Granny Apple Green. We're gonna do the leaves next. And again, line it up best you can. If it doesn't line up perfectly, it is a-okay. Looks good. And then the last one is this. And so this was a stamp set that I got for free when I went to Onstage in Indianapolis last month. And I love that they gave us a really, really awesome stamp set. We actually got 3 stamp sets at the event. Okay, so for now, I am done. I did punch out one of our oval punches. So this is the double oval punch, and this is the scalp one, obviously. So I'm just gonna go ahead and while I have my ink pads out, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp some sentiments. I'm gonna stamp, so these kind of are cool sentiments. Sending happy thoughts, okay? Sending happy thoughts can be for a feeling better kind of day or for a happy birthday. So how cool is that? So I'm going to say sending happy thoughts. I'm going to stamp this in dual colors. I like that they're separated so that you can stamp them in dual colors. Sending happy thoughts. Oh, took the paper with me. And then the other one is for a very happy birthday. See how cute that is? So I did it in both colors. Could have done it in the same color, but I didn't. Okay, I'm done stamping, actually. Move all my stamps. I'm going to close my stamp pads. Now comes the fun part. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this and get this ready. It's going to be popped up later. But what I want to do with this is I want to use my Framed Florets dies, and I'm going to use this one, okay? So I'm going to cut this out with my Framed Floret die, okay? But, ooh, I did that pretty high on the paper, didn't I? That's okay, because, oh, that'll be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out once with this, all right? So I'm going to cut this out first on my cut and emboss. Okay, where is my, oh, I have my top plate. Hang on a second. Can't use your cut and emboss without your top plate. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I got that done. Okay, so this piece falls away. So this oval you can use later. And then this piece is the piece that is going, and look at that. It's like almost totally clean. I love that. If you have like little pieces left in here, sometimes I just take it and like drop it and all the little pieces fall away. I know, crazy, right? But that's how I like to do it, so I don't have to pick all those out. Okay, so that's done. Now I am going to cut out again, but this time I don't need this part, right? Because I have it. I just need this part. But I don't want to lose this part, because if I cut this out like this, I'm going to cut all that off, right? So the oval is going to cut all of this off. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to use this as kind of a template, and I'm going to cut up. Let me show you a little trick here. I'm going to cut up like this. Okay, I'm just going to trim this around with my scissors, do a little fussy cutting just on these leaves. Like that. And I'm going to cut up a little bit higher, even though I don't really need to, right? I'm just going to cut up to about there. Okay, now when I put this on, I'm actually going to have that on top of the die. Does that make sense? And what will happen is, this piece can go beneath, but this piece needs to stand above. There we go. Like that. Okay, so what's going to happen is, this is going to cut out the oval, right? And this is not going to get cut off. So it's going to extend below. I'll show you in a second. Okay, I'm going to cut this out real quick on the cut and bus. So same story I did before. Okay. Now when I take this away, like that. All right, I'm going to trim this off. This part is actually intact. So when I lay it on here, this part is going to extend over the frame, the edge of this outside frame. Hope that makes sense. Okay? All right, I think that made sense. Okay, so now comes the easy part, which is making the card. And I have my Granny Apple Green card base. So I'm gonna, this is 5.5 by 8.5, fold this in half. Then I'm going to adhere my designer series paper. And the little triangles, I'm gonna have them going up. You could have them going down if you like. Okay, now I want to put some glue on here, so I'm going to use my liquid glue. We call it the green glue. It's really white glue, but it's in a green bottle, so we call it the green glue. Just little tiny dots all over. Not too much, so it doesn't squeeze out. You know the story. You've been watching my videos for a while. Okay. And now, there's this, my putty. Pick it up. Adhere it to my card. Okay. Let that set for a second so it doesn't move around. Okay, then we have this. So we can put adhesive on this. Put a little adhesive here. Actually, I'm going to put some glue on there, I think. It might work better because it's so tiny. There we go. Ooh. Sticky, sticky, sticky. That's the idea. And fit it right in the circle. No, maybe. Well, it really stuck. Doesn't want to come loose. Let me see. Oh, man. Usually doesn't stick that fast. There we go. I just want to make sure that there's no pink showing around that edge. Okay, now I have my greeting already done, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the top. I want to cover too much of that up, but I guess I have to cover a little of it up, right? Like that. And then for the center, now there's a little stamp that would color in the center, but I have these black matte dots, so I'm going to go ahead and use one of these and put that right in the center. Okay, there's my finished card. So I don't know what this technique's called, where you actually cut and then so that it doesn't cut through. I don't really know what that's called, but I see you get the idea. Otherwise, all that would have been cut off. It would have looked fine, but I like it better this way. So hopefully you enjoyed this card today. If you don't have the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper, you still have a few days left to get it. With a $150 order, it's like an $18 item, so you don't have to pay like $3. You get the rest of it free for having a party or a big order. So excited about SaleABration coming on January 5th. And if you haven't gotten your mini catalogs, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.